Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Profit Report. I see you, Lando. Interesting week. Interesting week for wrestling. Interesting week overall, really, but an interesting week for wrestling. And if we needed one of these things last time, we need one of these things this time. So, folks, for our little bit of a pre-show, we can do a little bit of an update on life. Ya boy is done with Facebook. I'm done with Facebook. I'm out of there. Couldn't do it. It was leading up to it for a while. I just can't stand Facebook. I can't stand the fake, and a lot of people wouldn't say that this is fake, but I think that it's fake. Is the only talk to you once a year type thing, and that's only when Facebook tells me that it's your birthday. So it's like really weird. It's like, yeah, we're friends, but only on Facebook, and it's like, no. I don't want any of that. No, I don't think so. That's just not how I roll. So that was really weighing on me for a while. I'm not a big fan of that. So that bothered me. Then, of course, Tuesday was election night, and you go home and you get on Twitter, Facebook, and you just see all these really, really bad arguments and bad takes. And then when somebody tries to talk a nuanced conversation about something, that person is just stuck in their own little information loop. And it's like, you know what? If this is going to be how it's going to be on social media, I don't want to be on it. And the only reason I'm really on Twitter is to know about wrestling and things like that. This whole Jon Moxley thing I would have had no idea about if not on Twitter. So I get a lot of my news from Twitter in terms of wrestling and TV and movies. So we're staying on Twitter, but we're done with Facebook. Big week in terms of that for me this year. Another thing is Jon Moxley entering recovery. So this is going to be something that we talk about tonight. So, fair warning, it's going to get interesting. We'll talk about addiction. We'll talk about alcohol. We'll talk about other things. We'll talk about things that I think should probably be a little bit more regulated and things that definitely should not be more regulated. And we'll be talking about all of those things here tonight on the Profit Report. So, I say we get into it. Let me pull up my notes, because we had some notes here on Monday Night Raw and NXT, and we're going to talk about both of these shows. Last time on Profit Report, we were talking about how we were very interested in Jon Moxley and his entrance into this tournament. And I know we're still Halloween themed, and we're going to be Halloween themed for a bit, okay? It's not Christmas yet. Settle down, okay? In a couple weeks, maybe I go fall, all right? And then a couple weeks after that, maybe we do Christmas. Right now, we're sticking with this. What are we talking about? We're talking about random wrestling things. If you don't like wrestling, this ain't the place for you. But we will be talking about generalities of addiction and things like that. A big wrestler went into recovery in the middle of a pretty huge push. So we are going to be talking about that. So that's what we're talking about. Welcome to the Profit Report. If you like wrestling, I'd like to hear what you have to say. Because me just jammering on is a lot like looking at my Twitter. You're hearing me yell. But if you have a conversation, you want to talk about something, well, then let's talk about it. So, Jon Moxley entering into recovery. It's not been a secret that Jon Moxley likes the drink. He likes the alcohol. And I'm proud of him. Happy for him. Some people can take it, other people cannot, and he has obviously reached the point where he cannot. I wrestle. My problems, nice. So it is what it is, and, I haven't really struggled with addiction. Not my thing. I'm lucky, I guess. I'm super fortunate. I eat whatever I want. I don't gain weight. I can partake in whatever I want. I'm not addicted. If I have a bad situation with a relationship, as long as I deal with it, I'm good to go. I'm pretty solid in terms of keeping all of that in check. And the fly is still here, by the way. We've been wrestling this fly for about a week, and it's been 7 days. I was told one day. It's been 7. It's really annoying. So I haven't really dealt with a whole lot of crazy issues. I have an addictive personality, so that's too bad. I started wearing long sleeves last month, and that's all I've been wearing. Well, there you go. And I live in Southern California, so lol. Smoke. Yes, there's smoke. This. It's an incense. It's an incense. Brings down the mood. Brings me to where I want to be. But I've never really struggled with addiction, and unfortunately, people do. And that's what they have to deal with. Unfortunately, this world is very capitalistic. It does what it does to make money. You ever wonder why some things are illegal and some things aren't? It's because that's how that area, that culture of people like to make their money. Why can natural things be outlawed when very lab-made things are out on the market that do far more damage to you than the natural things? Well, that's because that's how we make our money. That's how we make money, and that's all it ever is. If you can find a way for the healthy things to make money, well, then you're good. But if healthy things aren't making money, well, they're old news. Things like veganism. Veganism is another big thing that it doesn't make money. It doesn't make money. You know what makes money? Killing cows. Killing cows makes money. McDonald's makes money. Fast food makes money. You know what's not fast? Vegans. Very slow. All right? You have to meal prep. You have to plan. Very, very slow. To the general market, doesn't make money, so it's not profitable, right? It kind of fits into the profit report. And unfortunately, alcohol kind of fits into that thing where it is the devil that we are tolerating because it makes money. It is the thing, but I'm becoming more and more of a believer in that alcohol is drugs for kids. It's drugs for kids, especially this past weekend with Halloween and all the stories I heard about their parties and everything, and it's like, ooh, I think I've aged out. I'm on to more holistic types of enlightenment, and that ain't for me, Chief. I enjoy myself in other ways, a few milligrams at a time. So that is what it is, and it's unfortunate that alcohol is as allowable as it is because it really doesn't serve a purpose. I'll give you some insight into what alcohol is like. You drink. You get buzzed, right? I'm not going to call it a high because it's very, very different. You get buzzed. And you lose control. And you start saying stuff that you normally wouldn't say. Doing things you normally wouldn't do, which, if handled correctly, can be a really, really good time. However, the drawback is it takes your inhibitions and it throws them out the window. I have said some horrible, mean things under the alcoholic drink, right? And luckily I was with a friend and I did it responsibly and I was safe, but I could definitely see how it could be a problem if I was to get to that level of inebriation without somebody there watching my back. Jon Moxley, big wrestler right now, AEW, one of the top guys there, in the middle of a big run, a big push, has a kid, a new child, about 5-6 months old maybe, and he is deciding to enter into recovery with all of that on his plate. He has decided to drop it and take care of himself because he feels like he has an issue or a problem. Maybe other people did. We don't even know about behind the scenes things. But Jon Moxley is taking the correct step in, if this thing is not helping you, if this thing is inhibiting you negatively in life, then it is not your savior. It is not your hero. You need to recover from it. You need to find a healthier option than that. And it's unfortunate that he is one of those people that struggles with it. But I am very, very happy that he's getting the help he needs. And with that, I kind of want to get into reviewing and talk to the chat. Smoke? Weed? No, this is incense, bro. What scent is it? I feel you. I'm so spiritual. Cool. Nice. I don't know. I bought these off Amazon. It is, oh Jesus. I don't want to be offensive. I don't know if I can pronounce this. Seti Alok Nag Champa. There you go. Seti Alok Nag Champa. Oh. They smell good. I like them. They make me feel calm, a little more at ease, little bit more centered, streamlined, so we use them. Relio, welcome. If you do indeed watch wrestling at all, or even old wrestling, chat about it. Talk to me. This is kind of what we're doing here. Get you Dragon's Blood. Okay. I don't know what that is, but I'm good for about 180 days or so, seemingly, based on these packages. So we should be okay, but I'll keep that in mind next time you're around. Next time you're around, Dragon's Blood, I will, by next time you're around, I mean next time I'm on Amazon searching for incense. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, let's try this. Because I have been paying attention. Actually, hold on. I have a hold of the box. Calm down. We'll get there. I have Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Anha, and then the seventh one that I don't know because it's covered by a sticker, but it's purple. It's the seventh chakra, and I don't know what that is. So maybe it was Dragon's Blood, but I doubt it because it was purple. So I will keep that in mind for the next go-around. Okay, let's get into some Monday Night Raw. I have another really early morning tomorrow, another big meeting to hit at my school, so I need to do that. And to do that, I need to do this. Monday Night Raw. Say what you want about WWE as we get to Monday Night Raw. But I like what they are really doing with the women at the top of the brand. We start the show with Becky and Bianca. They're doing these dueling promos in gorilla position right before they go out to the ring. And it's really weird. But the dude interviewing in the back, the Scottish dude, has to crouch his legs super wide to make him shorter so that he can interview some of these people. Because if he stood up normally, he would be way too tall. And WWE doesn't want that. They don't want the smoke in that regard. So he has to crab walk and crouch. And that's really, really sad. And again, I noticed this because of one of my community members on Smart Wrestling Fan, which is the podcast that I like to go to in terms of reviewing wrestling. So if you want more of a insider news type thing, then that's Smart Wrestling Fan. That's where you want to go. That's where you're going to get your comedy. That's where you're going to get your big group and community of people. I'm more of one tiny little person yelling into a camera, and that's just what it is. More of a diary of sorts. Me keeping my mind and my thoughts about wrestling organized and on the internet somewhere. It's written down in a way. So we have Becky and Bianca doing their promos in the back in the gorilla position. This is interesting. I'm wondering if they're trying to take this from AEW Rampage. You know how we have Mark Henry in the middle and then the two people on the sides and he asks them a question, dueling promos right before the match. I'm wondering if WWE saw that and went, yeah, maybe we could do that. Perhaps we can. And they went with it. I think this is going to be a hot take, okay? Hot take. And it's about Bianca Belair, so it's hot take and a hot take. It's a double hot take. It's a hot take squared. I think Bianca Belair is better than Sasha Banks. On the mic, in the ring, character. That's a hot take. Anyone knowing wrestling would be really mad at me. If I was to put that on Twitter, my phone's all the way over there. We're going to put that on Twitter. And I'm curious, by the end of the night, if I make this really crazy divisive tweet about Bianca Belair, I'm curious, will people be mad at me for it? Let's see. Let's find out. We're gonna, oh no, not Twitch. Not Twitch. By the way, if Smite is your game, and you enjoy watching Smite, then my friend Panda B Mikey streams Smite, and he's damn good at it. I'm not good at Smite. I'm kind of interested in Smite sometimes, but I'm more interested in TV shows and wrestling, so that takes up a lot of my time. But if you like Smite, or any of those types of games, I'd head on over to Panda B Mikey's stream. He is streaming right now. He knows what he's talking about. Let me tweet here. Bianca, I'm even going to tag these people. Hot take. Bianca is better than... This is gonna get dicey, and I might get blocked by a few of these people. Better than Sasha Banks in almost every way. In the ring. On the mic. and overall, ellipses, hashtag, what was tonight? Yeah, you know, we'll just leave it like that, but I'm gonna tag it with, let's see, do we do wrestling? Yeah, let's do wrestling. We'll just do hashtag wrestling, and we'll see if people get really mad or upset at me. I'll even add a GIF of Bianca Belair, because I'm curious. I want to test. I want to test Twitter, because it's my exclusive. It's now my exclusive social media platform. Oof, let's do that one. I like that. All right. And again, follow me over on Twitter. That's where you can probably get in contact with me the most. Prophet_God. I know that I'm able to be found because it's not even my real name. And yet, some people from my real life have found it. It happens. Which means is that, okay, that's great. That means that people who don't know me can find it too. All right, so head on over to Twitter. Follow me there. And you can argue back and forth with me because I like to argue a little bit. Okay. It's not Dragon Blood. Silly Goose Dragon Blood is a black color incense. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, let's continue on here. My notes moved. There we go. I was very confused. We were talking about Zion, and I was like, no, that comes later. Trust me, when we get to NXT 2.0, I've got a lot of good things to say about NXT 2.0. Yeah, Bianca Belair, I think, is better than Sasha Banks. Dueling promos before their respective entrances. It's a great opening match. Women's Championship on the line. Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, the man. Man slam, rope break for Lynch. Exposed turnbuckle. Roll-up win for Becky Lynch. Very simple. If you want to go watch the wrestling, go watch the wrestling. I'm more of a story guy. I cover stories, things. So, after that, Becky sneaks away. Bianca is sitting there confused. And that's a great way to win. It's a great way to win this match. You know that you want to see more of Bianca versus Becky Lynch, so this is a really good way to get there. No complaints. Really liked the opening segment. Now we have Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. WWE is doing the Rampage thing again of interviewing these superstars before they come out to the ring for their matches. Okay, I like it, but it's kind of Rampage's game, but okay, cool, whatever. I think it's a great way to get your superstars some mic time. This is something that WWE has failed to do in the past, and it looks like that they're working on it, because a lot of superstars are getting mic time, segments, acting areas, and that's what you need to invest your fans into the superstars so that they care about the wrestling. You're going to notice tonight that a lot of the wrestling I just don't care much about, because these characters have been drive for so long. I care about the wrestling when the characters are good, when the stories are good. So we need to get back to that level. WWE is starting to do that. We have Rey in the back. We have Austin Theory in the back. We have Dominic in the back, who is Rey Mysterio's son, who towers over him. And I really like what they're doing here with this. Dominic and Austin Theory have a bit of a mini feud, and Rey, being the elder statesman, being like a number one contender position last week on Raw, says, you know what, I'll fight you. And then Dominic goes, yeah, I'm going to sick my dad on you. And it was a little weird, but by the time the segment and the match ended, I was okay with what they did. But I was really concerned that they were just going to go with Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory as a rivalry and keep Dominic to the side. No. It's Dominic's time now. Let Dominic take over for Rey and do the thing. So let's see what happens. We do get a match here, and it's not much. It's whatever. Dom looks weak with his dad around. I think he needs to get rid of him. But he costs his father, Rey Mysterio, the match with a slap from the outside. Referee sees it, DQs him, and I noted that before the commercial break. Dominic got involved, and the referee saw it, and I was like, whoa, that's not a DQ? So the referee understood, and again, WWE using the referees. Very good, fantastic. Dominic slowly turning against his dad. They had a little bit of a disagreement after the match, so that's it. That's the seed, right? You plant the seed, you wait for it to grow. When it grows, you clip it. It's fantastic. So this was a really good, again, segment for Monday Night Raw. I like the mini feud. We recapped the Fatal 4-Way from last week where Seth Rollins was victorious. He has the WWE Championship opportunity against Big E. Tribute to the Troops is on the 14th, which I believe is in a couple of weeks, a little over 10 days. Big E out to interrupt. Big E wants the title defense to happen tonight because he's not scared of a title defense and he's not scared of Seth Rollins, so he wants it tonight. Kevin Owens out. Kevin Owens states that last week people weren't talking about Seth Rollins winning number one contendership. They were talking about how Kevin Owens dominated in that ladder match, left everything out there in the middle of the ring. And that's true. I was the same way. Much of my review last week on Profit Report was about Kevin Owens doing Kevin Owens things, and it was really, 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 really good. And I'm really, really hopeful that Kevin Owens, especially after this night of Monday Night Raw and the main event that happens later, is going to be getting a little bit of his due. He's right. It's been a long time since he's been on top. We'll get to Queen Z. I just want to check. Good. Queen Z and Carmella walking. Of course, Queen Zelina Vega, new queen of the ring with Carmella, who is one of her friends. They remark on Nikki Ash's mask, then immediately say it looks ugly. This was straight out of Mean Girls, where, oh my god, that's a cute sweater. Where'd you get it? And then, like, the girl says, oh, I got a lot. Oh, that's so cute. That's so good. And then they walk away, and then the Mean Girls are like, it's the ugliest effing sweater I've ever seen. They literally ripped it from Mean Girls. It was fantastic. So I like this backstage segment, too, and it builds up to a tag team match between Queen Z and Carmella and the tag team champions of Rhea Ripley and who's her tag team partner? Nikki Ash. Okay, so this is where the weakness is. They need to believe in their tag team division as much as they believe in their main division. Like I said, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Charlotte, all of these women over there doing amazing, great things. And now we're here in the tag division. Not so amazing. They need to do a little bit better of making these characters believable, and it starts by giving them mic time, letting them be their characters. And a lot of the wrestling needs to be a little bit hard-hitting. A lot of times women's wrestling in this area of wrestling is very soft. And when that happens, it feels more like choreography, which takes it back to the Divas era. We don't want that. We want hard-hitting matches happening. Where is Asuka? Where is Asuka? Queen Z and Carmella taking on the tag team champions in a tag team match. And, well, there you go. We get a win here. And again, a lot of roll-ups I'm noticing in WWE. A lot of roll-ups, a lot of distraction finishes. I mean, that's wrestling, but also there has to be that competitive aspect there. If it's completely pure entertainment, people check out if the entertainment's not good, right? And because this is a variety show, that's going to be about 1 every 5 misses, you're going to get a hit. You need to have the competitive aspect there. You need to anchor it with the wrestling, and they need to work a little bit on their women's division, especially in the mid-card. We talk about The Miz, who is still on Dancing with the Stars. And what I really like here is that the commentators go, please go vote for The Miz. We can't stand him. We love that he's gone on Dancing with the Stars land on a different lot in some different place. Please vote for him. So he stays over there and he's not here. So I'm really excited for them to be pimping Dancing with the Stars, but also staying in character that The Miz is a douchebag. So I like that. That's really good. Big E is approached in the back by Gable and Otis. And this is interesting. He's pimping up his little match here against Finn Balor. We get Veer Mahan coming to Raw. Gable looks great in this match against Finn Balor. And I didn't think that this match was going to go very long. I thought, yikes, another squash match. But no, this was a really, really good match. A very AEW-esque styled match where both guys, you feel that they could get the win, and both guys are hitting their moves, they're reversing, they're doing things back and forth, and it ends really, really well. We get a top rope superplex from Gable to Finn Balor, but Finn Balor hooks the legs 1, 2, 3, doesn't even have to hit him with a finisher, beats Gable, and that is how you keep Gable safe, you make him menacing, you promote his in-ring ability and his character, the master, right, whatever he's doing now. And that's good. This is a good step for Gable. I just really, really hope that they keep it going. Because if they don't, that's going to be very, very sad. Okay. Riddle backstage running into... Oh no, here we go. We were already talking about Smoke. We're talking about Smoke again. Riddle backstage runs into the Dirty Dogs, Rude and Ziggler. Last week, of course, Rude and Ziggler had the tag team title opportunity. They also had the triple threat tag team match, so they were a little tired. They lost the match for the championships. They are going to face the Street Profits with Riddle and Randy on commentary. I like that. Randy Orton and Riddle on commentary sounds pretty good to me. It kept me focused on the match. It kept me entertained all the way through. So, another really good segment here. There's a couple of really dumb jokes, though, in the segment before the match with Dirty Dogs and Riddle. So, let's talk about those. Pit Boss Moss on SmackDown, whose gimmick is all about dumb jokes, like dad jokes, are way better than this. And this whole segment before the match felt rehearsed. It felt not natural. It was weird. However, it has potential. So, they make a joke about the Dirty Dogs, and then Riddle, of course, is a high character. Like his whole character is that he likes to be high. So that's his character. So he comes in, he's really dumb. He's like, "Whoa, bro, Dirty Dogs, rough pass, right?" Of course, a play on Puff Pass. It's a really dumb joke, and it made me upset. But we get better. This next segment, Thaddeus M. Ballard Academy, so fantastic. This is Titus O'Neil, his in-ring name, getting named. He is named after a school because he does so much to help kids, mostly in the Tampa, Florida area, that they have named a school after him. That dude is literally one of my heroes. Titus O'Neil, congratulations, thank you. I thought that was an excellent segment, and it was solid. Like, I just think he's one of the more genuine charity people in the world. There's a lot of fake charities that happen with people, but there's a lot of real ones too. Fly is bothering me. And he's one of those genuine people who actually goes out and does things for people, and it's really, really inspiring. Dirty Dogs versus Street Profits, and this is a pretty solid match. Nothing much to say here. Omos comes out to target the Street Profits. Riddle for the save. Randy gets pissed off. Riddle goes to save him. Big pop. The crowd is into it. Randy is mad, and the crowd is like, "Go, help Randy. Be a good guy," because Randy Orton is still kind of a bad guy. You know, he's the Viper. So the crowd really wants him to do his thing. So when Randy Orton takes off his jacket and is about to do something, they cut. I don't know if it's because of YouTube TV. I don't know what happened, but they cut, and we don't get to see it. I'm very, very excited about how they're building the tag division of Monday Night Raw, and it's working. Omos coming out and taking it to the Street Profits is really good. Interesting stuff there. The Dirty Dogs and Randy Orton and RK Bro. Riddle is all going good, and I really, really like it, but I cannot believe they cut that part because the crowd was into it. Show more of that. Damian Priest promo, and ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. Damian Priest promo about his attack on T-Bar. It's now a no DQ match against T-Bar coming up next. Damian Priest going a little bit heel, T-Bar coming in a little bit face. And they're slowly doing a double turn. So the double turn didn't happen last week because now we still kind of have a weird like face Priest and a weird heel T-Bar, but they're still moving in that direction, and I really love how slow they're taking this. There's no rush. As long as you add something different every week, it's not that bad. I love this match. This has the best table break that I've seen from WWE in a long time. If I can find it quickly, I will show you. Tables typically now in WWE and in AEW and in most wrestling companies just break like this. Very simple. They look like Legos. They're very simple, but this table break was dope, and I really hope I can find it. Let's see. Yes, got it. We've isolated it. Let's get into the live scene. Boom, here it is. Okay, so, and I'm going to kind of slow it down just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. So, Priest here, he's the bad guy. And then we have T-Bar, who's becoming the good guy, right? Priest is the champion, and he's awakening this evil, angry side to him. And in the middle of his rage, he throws this man through a table. It's fantastic. And look at this table. Look how it breaks. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Oh, it just explodes. And it's because, and again, my dream in life is, has, and always will be to make a table like that and have somebody choke slam me, power bomb me, anything, me through the table. I want this so bad. But look at this. Look how it explodes. And I think it's because of how he lands. He drives himself in, right? Very good, protecting his neck, being flat. But you see how it just the weight of him lands. And because of that, you see how it breaks like this. But because of his velocity, it explodes. And it's just good. It's just so good. That, and then boom, you cut straight to Priest. This was just really, really well done. I was very, very impressed by that. So good job, WWE. Well done. Well done. Well done. So we get back into it, and Priest just wins this match. So not much to say about that. Priest just kind of wins. Apollo comes out, who is a bad guy, with Commander Aziz, and he wants the title next. So now I'm really confused. Apollo is all the way bad. He's like really, really bad. He's a bad guy. So is Commander Aziz. Then we have Priest, who's moving into bad, and we have T-Bar moving into good. So there's a lot of weird stuff happening in this title picture. But whatever. It is what it is. So we move on. John Morrison's in the back. He's meditating, and I like this. Very zen meditation by Morrison. Yes, be centered. I like it. Reggie does Reggie things. He's flipping around, doing his parkour stuff. R-Truth and Tozawa are failing to capture Reggie. This is very fun for the kids, I'm sure. Drake Maverick is blamed for not being able to get Tozawa or R-Truth back to the 24/7 championship. And Morrison just says, you know what? Maybe you guys should just try meditating. So I'm wondering if they do that next week. I'm wondering if that's going to be a storyline that we see carry on, or is it just going to be one of these throwaway segments just to get people on TV and cash their paychecks? Like, I don't know. Becky Lynch interviewed in the back about the exposed turnbuckle. Liv Morgan steps up. This is going to be intriguing. Can Liv do it? Liv Morgan is one of those women who I think needs to work on her wrestling skills, work on her believability, work on her promos, and she's going up against the man Becky Lynch, who arguably is probably the best woman's worker in the WWE. It's completely mismatched. WWE is going to have to do a lot, and Liv Morgan is going to have to do a lot to convince me that Liv Morgan even stands a chance against Becky Lynch. But we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Time will tell. Big E versus Kevin Owens. This is your main event of the evening. For the first time ever, Seth Rollins gets involved, as he was warned not to by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens didn't want him to get involved. He wanted to beat Big E one-on-one. No shenanigans. But Seth Rollins gets involved, pops Big E. Big E's down on the ground. Kevin Owens looks at this, has seen what's happened, and makes a decision. Again, a face. Going a little bit over to the bad guy side, the heel side, to kind of take advantage. So he goes for the pin. 1, 2, no. Roll up by Big E. 1, 2, 3. Big E wins this match. Kevin apologizes, gets on the mic, says, hey, I apologize, Big E. Big E's not having it. Kevin, yeah, whatever, bitch to Seth Rollins. And we're going to see that next week. And again, it's very confusing, because is Kevin Owens a bad guy or is he a good guy? I don't know. So he's going to go up against Seth next week. He gets the big ending from Big E to end the show. Big E stands tall. So next week we will see Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins in a little bit of a mini grudge match. But I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know where they're going to go with it. And that ends WWE Raw. We're zooming through these reviews tonight because I really want to get back to Far Cry, and I really want to go watch Chucky episode 4 and all of these other things that I usually watch. So we're zooming through these reviews tonight. But I wanted to save the best for last, and that is, of course, NXT 2.0, and we'll get to that in just a second. The question we need answered right now is, was WWE Monday Night Raw profitable? Was it profitable? I enjoyed my time with WWE. And that doesn't happen a lot. I still have issues with Raw being 3 hours. It's still a little bit too long for me. But I gotta say that this week's episode, I liked it. It was good. They made good moves. The matches were really good. They weren't too short for the women. Some women got a lot of time in matches tonight, and I liked that. There is obvious improvements to be made, however, coming up for WWE Raw. So, I would say yes, Raw was profitable. Absolutely. Raw, I think, deserves a watch and your time if you're a wrestling fan. If you're not a wrestling fan, probably not. No, you should probably stick exclusively to AEW Dynamite and maybe even Rampage. But other than that, if you're not into wrestling, then don't bother trying. This is not going to be entertaining for you. NXT 2.0 is the next thing that we are going to review. So let's get to it, and then we can all get back to our day. NXT 2.0. New NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose out. First promo. This is big for her. This is her first promo as a champion. Being one of the only tough enough competitors, women competitors, to be a champion. This is big. This is big, and she has to sell it. Let's see if she can. Zoe Starks gets attacked backstage by Toxic Attraction, the two goons and the new tag team champions, the women's tag team champions that are allied with Mandy Rose. Io Shirai comes out to confront Mandy Rose. Big pop here from the crowd. We're going to notice that a lot tonight. Rose assaults Io Shirai. Beats her down, which is great because I didn't want Mandy Rose to be a coward champion. We've had a little bit too many of that happening. So Mandy Rose coming out and being strong, saying, I'm the best, I'm the hottest, I'm the champion, and I'm not scared of anybody, even you, Io Shirai, and then beating her up. That's good. That's good. That's strong work, and I was cool with it. It wasn't amazing, but it was good, and it was sold perfectly. There was a lot of people I don't know in this cluster, so next week we're going to have a 6-woman tag team match. I think it's like Casey Catanzaro, Io Shirai, Mandy Rose, and then the Toxic Attraction girls who I don't know their names. So we're learning their names. When we learn their names, that's when we know that they have kind of sold me on their characters. Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis are going to be taking on Trick and Hayes later tonight. That'll be our main event for the evening. Dakota Kai next, but first we need to get into the poker room. It is time to talk about poker, because forever I've said, why don't they have a poker character? I love poker. Do you know how many promos I could think of? I'm the ace in the hole. You're drawn dead. I'm gonna felt you. Like, there's all sorts of poker terminology that you can bring into wrestling, and it works perfectly. Win-loss, statistics, game theory, all of this stuff that is involved in Texas Hold'em poker, tournaments, and being the last one standing, all of these things fit perfectly with WWE. They mesh together so well, so I'm really, really excited. I hope this poker room gimmick was not a one-night thing for Duke. I really hope Duke is a poker player, a card player, and that's his thing. But we're going to watch through the episode. We're going to cover all of the poker room stuff because I am a poker player. I have won poker tournaments, not many of the ones that I've entered, but I've at least won one or two. I think 2 would be my official number, and money. So I know poker more than the average person, so I'm going to be focusing on this segment quite a bit tonight. So let's see. Damn it, Duke is taking my gimmick. I was really upset about that, but I'm glad that it's being aired on TV because I think it's a good idea. So much potential. I instantly like him because of it. I didn't like him last week. I remember calling him a douchebag with all the other douchebags in douchebag party world of NXT because the entire party at NXT felt like one of those horrible, horrible parties that you go to that everyone's just a jerk. Nobody likes being there, but everybody kind of stomachs it because the Queen Bee invited everybody. That's kind of how last week's party felt. But I like him this week because of this gimmick. I really like this. He's a player. He's a player so much that we're going to see him actively beat the women at the table and eliminate them and talk shit to them and say bye-bye, see ya, which is funny to me because that's not typically what WWE would do. So Duke doing this is great, and they blur the F word. They blur it, which is crazy. WWE's doing some good things here, and I really like it. I hope they know what they're doing, though, because I might hate the poker room. So we'll get more into the poker room in a little bit. I have some things I like, some things I don't like. Cora Jade versus Dakota Kai. Kai beats Jade. Kai was going to stomp on the table with Jade under it. She thinks better of it. So the match was the match. Dakota Kai wins. But what was interesting is, again, we're seeing Dakota Kai, who is a bad character, evil, going a little bit to the good. Not all the way, but she's just like, okay, I'll beat you down after the match. And I'll be mean. But I'm not gonna, demolish you. So that's, hey, at least that's a little bit nice of her. So that was interesting. We'll note that as she progresses against Raquel Diaz. Is it Diaz? Raquel? I think her last name. No, Raquel Rodriguez? I think it was Raquel Rodriguez. She was the former champion, and again, she wasn't my favorite NXT Women's Champion, but she was a solid NXT Women's Champion. I just didn't see her a bunch when she was champ. I didn't watch NXT. Robert Stone, okay. This might be the most profitable thing on the show, weirdly, and it's just dancing and singing, and these are wrestlers, and they're goofy, and I really liked it, and it made me like these guys a lot. Robert Stone put through the deep bag party table last week at the Halloween party. He challenges Zion Quinn. I didn't know how to spell it at the time. I do know his name now. Zion Quinn. I hope he does well. Mostly a manager. I want to see Robert Stone and the Robert Stone brand move into the wrestling ring. I wanted to see what he could do in the wrestling ring. Unfortunately, this match isn't going to do him any favors. MSK at a bus stop. This is weird. MSK was at a bus stop. They had just lost the tag team championships last week, and they're sitting there at the bus stop, and they're like, "Oh, bro, did I ever tell you the story about how we got MSK as our name?" "No, bro, I didn't." And immediately they just go into the story, but the bus parks in front of them, so like you couldn't hear them. So of course, like this happened. The bus goes away, and when the bus goes away, you can hear them again, and you miss the whole story. I like the gimmick, but it's really old. And then they say, "It's okay, we'll just walk. We have supplies," and they bring this baggie of things, and it's like, is that also drugs? I watched Monday Night Raw, we get drug references. I watched NXT 2.0, we get drug references. Unless the supplies are something else. MSK, looking at them, if you know, you know, and it seems like they know quite a bit. So they have supplies. It was very, very weird, and I still don't like MSK, but that made me go, okay, all right. So they do have a little bit of a character. Okay, all right. When the United States. Oh yes. So I had a bit of a commentary here about drugs and things. It's very interesting to me that WWE has to play like really soft around this, because they're rough pass, bro. I have snacks and munchies, bro. Like, we have supplies, bro. I think it's going to be interesting when the US ends this ridiculous drug war and they legalize some of these supplies that are being around on WWE programming. Will they be name dropped? Will they be marketed? Like, you would think, right? You would think. I think they probably would. And then at one weird time, someone's going to go back in time, rewatch these episodes, and go, "Are they talking about marijuana? Are they talking about getting high? Is that what they're talking about?" It's very interesting to me to watch this and see WWE be so coy about it, yet completely blatant, weirdly enough. They're telling you the secret without telling you the secret. It's like people who have seen a movie and no spoilers and go, "I'm not going to spoil it, bro, but watch out for Oscar Isaac." Like, well, that's a spoiler. Like, now I have to watch out for Oscar Isaac. What if he's good? What if he's bad? And it already like messes with your head. It's kind of what WWE's doing. So I cannot wait for this to go away just to see what WWE does, because I'd be so curious. They're a very family-oriented product and show. It would be interesting to see. We have a first-time chat. Can't believe you tweeted that. Banks is literally an icon. I agree. Want to schmodown later, or are you going to bed? I could do a schmodown if you're on. If you're on, I could do a schmodown. I'll be maybe 15 more minutes here, and then we could probably do schmodown. Floette. Yeah, we'll check in on Twitter. Seems like it's working out over there. Seems like I got the little Tweety birds tweeting. So cool. I'm happy about that. Okay, so we get back to Robert Stone and Zion, and this I thought was going to be a match, but no. Robert Stone wanted to do a karaoke gimmick. Okay, cool. He's gonna out-sing ya, out-stomp ya, while wearing his rompa. More dumb jokes. Stone sings Frankie Monet's theme song, which made me laugh. This might be the most ridiculous character since Eugene, who was mentally ill, slow, I guess. Festus, who was also slow, but when you rang the bell, he turned into like a angry monster. Simon Dean, if you remember Simon Dean was a health guy who was selling like his protein powder. He was one of those types of characters. But he's getting boos. It's working. This character is ridiculous. It's over the top. It's not believable at all, and it's goofy. Good. Good, because it worked. Go back and watch this segment. This crowd was so into this. He was so goofy that you just couldn't help but enjoy it. It was good. It was good, and the crowd thought it was good. And I'm sure that if I would have went to Twitter, AEW people would have been like, "Are you stupid?" And then WWE people would be like, "No, Marshmallow Man is stupid," and they would have been mad at each other because that's how Twitter kind of works. It is whatever. But I really really like him, and that's all I thought we were getting. But no, there's more. He's legitimately nuts. I think his character should be like crazy Jim Carrey, like Pet Detective, Ace Ventura, where his hair is always like insane and he's always just neurotic. That would be really funny for Robert Stone. But now Zion is singing, and he's singing Sexy Boy, Shawn Michaels' theme song. You win, NXT 2.0. You were mad last week that I called you an indie company compared to AEW, and you've shown up. I'm curious what Dynamite did tonight, especially with all the Jon Moxley stuff. But you win tonight. You win. You're way better than Raw at this point, because this was really interesting and a funny segment. This is good entertainment. The crowd's into it. I'm into it. A big throw by Zion. The match begins, and he's just getting thrown. Robert Stone is just getting thrown everywhere. Hits with a jackhammer, and that's a win for Zion. Okay. You know what? Add Quinn, add Stone to the list of profitable stocks to buy into on this channel, because I think that they're going places. I know Robert Stone's a little older, but I think he could still do stuff like general managers type stuff or behind the scenes type stuff when he's done. I don't think he'll ever become a champion, but his role as like that Santino gimmick or that Simon Dean gimmick is really, really good. He's doing a fantastic job. We're going to talk about Joe Gacy coming up. Now, Joe Gacy is the toxic liberal character of NXT. A lot of people didn't like him when they came around because a lot of people are liberals, like to the point that any type of criticism is racist, like those types of people, right? So Joe Gacy is this toxic liberal type of character. I'm not saying he's a liberal. I'm saying he's toxically liberal. He takes all of the tenets and the pride of liberalism, and then he perverts them, right? So if a safe tenet of a safe place is a very liberal idea, this is a safe place. You could say anything you want here. It's a safe place. He takes it and he perverts it, and he says, this should be a safe place, and you're not a safe person. And then he's evil, right? So that's how they're doing this character, and I think it's got a lot of great potential. However, the way they're building this just reminds me of Bray Wyatt. It's Bray Wyatt 2.0, just like NXT 2.0. It's Bray Wyatt 2.0. He's got this big, bald, scary character who's going to be his muscle, and he's going to be the microphone. But we'll see how it goes. I liked it. I liked the original Bray Wyatt run in NXT, and I think I'm going to like this Joe Gacy run as well. Kyle O'Reilly and Wagner versus Legado del Fantasma. I didn't really much care for this match, honestly. I skipped past it. Legado del Fantasma win with a roll-up heel turn for Kyle. Again, we're seeing some, feisty attitudes from superstars. Kyle is a good guy, nice guy, but he is being a little upset at this loss. So maybe, I say please do that. His character as the cool guy gimmick is not working. He hasn't won a match since, and he's been very, very boring. Change it. We got to get new Kyle O'Reilly. Something needs to change about him, because otherwise I just don't think he's going to work out. We got Bobby Fish doing his thing. You have Roderick Strong in the Diamond Mine as the champion, so that's all good as well. And then, of course, you have Adam Cole Bay, boom, doing his thing in AEW. It's a lot, and he's kind of done nothing, so it's a little sad. Andre Chase is upset that people are calling him a coward, so he's going to go to the ring to deal with that. But we go back to the poker room first. The board, okay, we need to talk about poker for a minute. The board looks like ace, deuce, 7, 8, 9, okay? So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, there might be a flush because there are 3 suit cards there, but there also might be a straight, and I was thinking they were going to do a straight, but I don't think whoever's writing these segments, I don't think that they play too much poker. I think they play some poker, but they didn't write this very much like poker, and we'll explain why. So one guy has jacks, so he had pocket jacks, and with an ace on the board and a possible straight and 3 clubs, you going all in with jacks is suicide. You should not do that. There's no pot in this first hand, so there's really nothing to win. So it's just really like eliminating people. The chips are just kind of there. So strike one. I was like, I'm not going to like it if you don't do poker right, because I'm big in poker. Guy 2 has pocket 7s. We call these walking sticks. Grimes shows that he has a 5 and a 10 of diamonds. Okay, a 5 and a 10 of diamonds. Again, like there's like 169, I want to say, possible poker combinations of 2 cards at the beginning. And that's like the 150th or so. It's pretty down there. It's not good. And if it's suited, it's a little bit better, but it's not good. So he hits the flush, and there you have it. Now, I would have liked to have seen a straight here. I would have, from one of them, and I would have liked to have seen trips, maybe trip aces or trip deuces, trip sevens, whatever. But 2 just pocket pairs, we can't be doing this. This is like how normal people play poker. We call them fish. This is how fish play poker, okay? We can do better than this. We can do better. So whatever. Duke he seemingly felts the chick to his right with pocket queens. Again, another pocket pair. Again, this isn't a montage, so I'm just kind of pausing and looking at the cards and seeing if they were doing it correctly. He takes the girl out with the queens. He says goodbye. I really like that character trait about him, where he doesn't really give a damn if the women are there or not. He's there to win everyone's money in poker, which is fun, and that's exactly what that character should do. So many pocket pairs, almost as if this is staged. So many pocket pairs. There's a lot. Grimes shows bullets, which is pocket aces, the best 2-hand combination that you can have in poker, on a 10 deuce jack 3-7 board. That's solid. Like, if that's your board and it's rainbow, meaning no flush opportunities, then yeah. Aces are good. Pretty much anything. Like, you only lose to like 5 other hands, and it's unlikely. It's unlikely that it goes down like that. So he does win. And then Duke eliminates another lady with a full house, and one lady left with Grimes and Duke. Okay, so there's just one more woman on the side, and then they're saying, I'm gonna get mad, I'm gonna do your thing, and it's just more poker. So far they're doing okay, but they're using a lot of pocket pairs, and the pocket pairs thing, come on, we could do better than that. We could do better than that. Andre Chase is now in the ring, and he's big mad about being called a coward. Teachable moment. Me being a teacher. I like this. Teachable moment from Andre Chase. He is going to teach people, but no Braun Breaker out to answer the challenge of Chase. He dares somebody to teach him anything. And oof, this is going to be quick. And by the time I looked up, it was over. Braun Breaker vows to take the NXT title from Ciampa or die trying, which tells me he's going to be the next NXT champion. Buy your stock into Braun Breaker, because he's going to beat Ciampa for sure. That would be my guess. Imperium with the subtitle promo again. And Imperium does this thing where they're German, so they speak German, and there's subtitles under them, but it's supposed to be a live interview. So how are these subtitles happening live with these people? How is that? Is that the neural link that Elon Musk was inventing? Is that what's happening? Maybe. A Lashes segment with Tony D'Angelo. So Lash, I don't know what her name is. Stacey Lash, whatever her name is. And Tony D'Angelo, who's basically Tony Soprano. So he Soprano's the producer who was brought as the special guest. This was actually very funny. She was like, hey, remember that producer that you threatened? And he disappeared for a while? Well, yeah, he's the special guest today. We're going to bring him on. So she did the whole guest thing of a TV show. She's doing a really good job in this role, so I like it. And next to Tony Soprano, Tony D'Angelo, you have the producer, and he's like in a sling, and he's all beat up, and he's intimidated. So this is a good segment, and it introduces you to a couple of the characters on NXT 2.0 in a really great way. So I liked it. It was solid. Mini Uso, Solo Sikoa out. This is a quick match. Okay. LA Knight is going to watch Waller versus Boa, and LA Knight distracts Waller, and Boa wins. Now, what I want to talk about here is LA Knight. I think LA Knight is a stud. You should be buying his stock already. This guy gets it. Yeah, he gets it. And Waller is a douchebag, man. I don't know if it's... I can just tell. I have fantastic gaydar. I have fantastic douchebag dar. And he's a douchebag. He seems like a complete douchebag. They're trying to make him the good guy, and right now I'm cheering for LA Knight, who is his character's not all that great, which tells me that Waller is just oh my goodness, he reeks of douchebaggery. Boa wins off the distraction, so I like that. Boa is more of a spooky Asian character, and okay, cool, whatever. We go back to more Poker Room. Copious amounts of notes here. We get a whole hand between Grimes and Duke, so let's talk about it. 2, 4, king, 10, king. So you have a pocket, you have a pair of kings on the board. There's 3 clubs on the board, okay? So you're thinking, okay, there could be a full house. There could be flushes as well. I was thinking, okay, because they like pocket pairs so much, Grimes is going to have 4 kings. That's what's going to happen here. So we get all in, and strike 2. Strike 2. Those stack sizes were not the same. Duke had more money on the table than Grimes. So really, even if Grimes wins this hand, there should still be chips for Duke. But Duke is going to make a mistake here, and we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about it right now. Duke looks like he has more chips, so he shouldn't have been eliminated. So that was strike 2. He calls, and Grimes is at risk, again, because he has less chips. Full house for Grimes with pocket deuces. Of course, because he has to have pocket deuces. Every hand that we've seen tonight has been pocket something. Duke had pocket aces, and Grimes slow rolled him. A slow roll is when you know that you have the better hand, and you're pretending that your hand is weak. You're either being sad or depressed, or you're not saying anything at all. Whatever it might be, you're just kind of like being deceptive, and that's called slow rolling, because you know that you're going to win, and you're acting to make more money. So he slow rolls him. Grimes loses. It's a bad beat. I mean, when you have pocket aces and that's the board that pops up, you know, you just kind of have to roll the dice. But all in, I don't know if you need to do that. If they knew more about poker, maybe they could have had like something written out in between the streets of the flop, the turn, the river. But I don't expect that much. But we can do better than anything pocket. I mean, we have pocket aces, pocket jacks, pocket deuces, pocket queens. We had pocket sevens. What other combo am I missing? Pretty much all of the hands tonight in this segment were all pocket pairs, and that's too many. It's not believable if you're a poker player. But I wonder how the general public took it. We could do better than that. Strike 2, but I still like the potential of a card player gimmick. That's strike 2. And they survived the night. So we're good with the poker gimmick for now. I'm not too upset about it. It was okay. It was better than what I've seen before in terms of poker used in media, whether it's in video games, movies, TV, or wrestling. It was better. It was better than nothing. Champ Out says he is the best champion on NXT. Hayes out. All it is all it's gonna be. I really like that saying for him. So Hayes is saying that, nah, Ciampa, just because you're the NXT champ doesn't mean that you're the best champion on NXT. So I like the little rivalry they got here. And Ciampa does what he has to do. Jabs, trick. It's good. He doesn't talk the talk. He throws a punch. If he's feeling froggy, he's going to jump, claiming the top spot like a top champion would, and I like that for Ciampa. He looks strong. As he's leaving, Gargano comes out, and if you know anything about wrestling on NXT, big rivalry here. These guys do not like each other. Then they liked each other. Then they were tag teams, and they didn't like each other again, and it was a blood feud. So a lot of history there. He's looking at the title. It's a good plant the seed. Just plant the seed. Maybe we get a real a revival of that rivalry. So it was interesting. Gargano and Loomis take it on Trick and Hayes. Loomis's character is good. I like it. I am not convinced that this dude wasn't bred by Stone Cold Steve Austin, okay? This dude legitimately looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'll pull it up. Dexter Loomis, okay? I just want you to look at this guy, and you tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. This dude looks like an angry Stone Cold right here. Look at this. He looks like an angry Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, I'm going to pull up Stone Cold now. and he looks a little older, and he looks a little bit different. But my goodness, it's so similar. It's so similar, especially like if you add in the hair. Like if you cut Stunning Steve's hair, like this dude would look like he would look. Well, you guys can't see any of that, but there you go. That's a little bit. He just has the same everything: facial structure, body structure. It's just so eerie how close he is to Dexter Lumis. It's insane. But yeah, it's I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that I've never seen him and Stone Cold in the same room ever. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. I like NXT 2.0's devotion to their characters. Jiro and Kushida will be taking on the Creed brothers next week. They're going to be called Jacket Time from now on. Toxic Attraction versus Io Shirai, Casey Catanzaro, and that other chick who I don't know her name. Okay, whatever. This crowd is involved tonight, and I agree. NXT delivered. Hayes wins with a shoe to the head of Lumis by Trick. Top rope scissors kick for the win, which did look good. I'm not sure how the shoe counts as a weapon, because the commentators were like, that's cheating. But it's like, I mean, it's worse if the shoe is connected to the foot, right? You get more impact. If the shoe is not connected, I mean, yeah, you're getting hit with a shoe, but it's not like it's like a dumbbell or anything. Like it's just a shoe. But whatever. Feels less impactful than a kick in my opinion, but whatever. It's a shoe to the head. Top rope scissors kick. 1, 2, 3. Trick and Hayes win the match over Lumis and Gargano, and they stand tall to end NXT 2.0. And that begs the question: was NXT 2.0 profitable? Was it worth the time? Was it worth the watch? And I say, hell yes. Last week, but this week I liked a lot better. The characters did a lot better in terms of telling you who they were and what they were all about. The matches were interesting. It was very, very solid. And I think that this week, I do think that NXT 2.0 was just profitable, even for being an indie company. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about wrestling. So quickly, I want to see, did people get mad at me? I wonder if people got mad at me. Oh, I wonder if that's the person who came in. Is this Floette maybe? I don't know. Okay, so here we go. We got a like, and then we got laughing my ass off. What the fuck? Sasha is literally a superstar and can easily regain the spot as champion at any time. See? All you gotta do is be toxic on Twitter, and you get people immediately. So it's fun. Maybe we'll do that a lot. Maybe we'll do that every time we do a profit report to kind of generate interest, bring people in, right?